Okay, on a 5, that's a mixed success. You open the box, and it does indeed turn out to be the correct one. You find the small golden wolf statue that you were sent to steal. However, when you race back to the vault's entrance, you see you've been found out. Your arch enemy, Infamous Midnight, stands in the doorway. In her right hand is the glowing purple sword of intimidation, the one you know could kill any of you with one touch, and on each side of her are 2 armed guards. What do you do?
What can we do? Can we talk our way out of this? Diligent, you're our manipulator here. Any ideas? Can we bluff her?
I don't know what we could possibly say. She hates our god.
Come on, not even a, hey, look over there, and then I can blow them up?
That's not a bluff, that would be a wreck.
Okay, sure. What'd the effect on that be?
That'll be a desperate limited roll. Trying to blow up the sword is as likely as not to make the place cave in on you.
Oh, great.
We can try to fight our way past them. I can still declare a blowgun for 0 load.
Did you forget? We all have an awesome 0 in skirmish.
It's been a fun challenge to find solutions to problems that don't involve fighting.
And now it's coming to bite us in the ass.
Maybe we can get some bonus dice. I can push myself. Can anyone assist?
I'm at 8 out of 9 stress, buddy.
I'll assist. I can take the stress. I'll act all intimidating.
Okay, so that gets us 2 dice.
Let's just go with the demolition plan. We can get the same 2 bonus dice if you assist me, perfect. And then I already have a 3 in rec, so that'll give us 5 dice.
Oh, wait. Why are we all in a rush to get through this? Let's think this through more carefully.
Diligent, this might be the last game we have. Let's throw everything we've got at it.
Don't say that.
Chrome, we didn't say we were stopping the game forever. We just said we were going to take some time to reassess when we're on the planet.
Yeah, but once they break us out of this malfunctioning ship and we're free to roam, we'll have so much other stuff to do.
Chrome's right. Our lives are going to change a lot when we leave the spaceship, but...
Do you really think everyone's just going to get right back to normal life right away? Whatever normal even means, I barely remember what things were like before this.
No, it's just... We don't know what we're going to have time for once we get involved with, setting up the hydroponics, building housing and transit, setting up schools and medical facilities, and so on and so forth. It's not realistic to say for sure whether or not this game will continue, but I want you all to have a satisfying conclusion just in case,
I don't know how we're going to have a satisfying conclusion now that we've gotten ourselves into this sticky situation.
Hey, tragedy is just as compelling as a happy ending.
Oh, God, we're all gonna die, aren't we?
At least it'll be a cool death, facing off one of the most dangerous fighters in Withermarsh, right?
Come on, we haven't even seen how the situation's going to play out. Your characters still have a chance.
Don't give us false hope verification. If this is the end either way, what does it matter?
I don't get why you're so upset about the end of this game. It's fun and everything, but we have so much to look forward to in the outside world. Once they get us out of this ship, once we're all able to run free, see the sky, dig our fingers into dirt, climb a tree, hug a friend, we have so many new adventures ahead of us.
And so many new risks. Okay, sure, maybe we've escaped the toxic soil from the last world, but what was there in this one? What if the terraforming doesn't work? We could all poison ourselves in the first few weeks and die.
Oh, great. I wasn't even thinking about that. Now I have something else altogether to worry about.
Hey, look, they've done so much testing, I really doubt that we're going to be poisoned.
Okay, maybe not in the first few weeks, but some things don't show up for years. What if we all get cancer? Is that really any better?
Stop making Diligent even more anxious.
Honestly, I think we're better off isolated in our chambers here.
Why?
Think about it. Since we've all been holed up in our isolation chambers, none of us have been able to harm each other. None of us can exert direct physical power over each other. and when the ship keeps us separated. We all have our physical needs met by the ship and are able to fulfill ourselves intellectually and creatively with all the resources it provides. In what way could we possibly improve upon this?
Okay, but we don't have human contact with each other. We don't get to feel the sun on our faces, the wind in our hair. We can't run. We can only sort of dance. We can barely jump without hitting our heads on the ceiling. We don't get to experience those kinds of simple physical pleasures. Doesn't that count for something?
I think with some internal reflection, these are things we can learn to go without for the greater good.
We all weren't supposed to be here in the first place. If the stasis tech had worked properly, none of us would be talking to each other right now. We'd all be waking up for the first time upon arrival on the planet. We wouldn't have spent the past 2 decades driven up the wall by being stuck in these tiny compartments. It's not natural.
Lots of things aren't natural, and yet we've still adapted.
All right, but the ship is going to run out of supplies eventually. I know it was well stocked, but don't we really only have enough for maybe 5 more years at most? People are going to have to go and grow more food and find more, all of that.
We could figure out a system for that.
Perfect. It's not like there haven't been conflicts on the ship. I mean, people still get into disagreements, serious ones. Maybe you were too young to remember. There were people who wanted to try to break through the doors using blowtorches and other dangerous tools, even though it could have set off the fuel lines, contaminated the air, even damaged the hull, depending on how they did it.
Wait, why could they get a blowtorch, but they couldn't get the ship to open its doors?
Well, those functions weren't locked by the same lost codes.
I forgot about the lost codes.
The story of how we ended up here is just a series of asinine events, isn't it?
We had to talk them down over video calls. It was stressful. I'm surprised we all made it through alive. And I think it would have been a lot easier to handle if we could have talked it out face to face.
Okay, that's fair, even if we don't suffer from malice. I guess we'll suffer from incompetence as long as humans are involved in the equation.
See, humans are generally terrible. How am I going to deal when I don't have all of you anymore?
Diligent.
It's just, you're all my best friends. You have been for as long as I can remember. I'm glad the stasis tech didn't work. Otherwise, none of us would have met each other on the ship's networks. And now we've all been assigned to different settlements. We're going to be miles apart when we're on the planet. I'll barely know anyone. It's going to take forever to make new friends, assuming I'm able to make at all. And you'll all be off doing your own thing, having fun with all the new people in your lives. I will just be so lonely.
Look, it's not going to be like that. Maybe we won't talk to each other every day, but we won't forget about each other. How could we? We've been friends forever. Like you said, you're just going to make even more cool friends. I don't think you have anything to worry about. You're so cool and smart and caring and fun. You're bound to meet people who think you're awesome. Maybe it'll take time, but it'll be worth it.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah, we're not going to just up and abandon you just because things are changing. We'll still all be friends.
You all are important to me. I won't let us drift apart.
Yeah, and we could meet up in person. Even if we live in different settlements, I'm sure we could figure something out.
That's true. I hadn't thought of that. Well, as long as we can stay connected, maybe it won't be so bad.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
Okay, let's get to this roll. Perfect. Will you still assist?
Sure.
Okay, so we have 5 dice. Practically guaranteed at least a mixed success, I'd say.
Don't jinx it.
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Oh, what the hell?
That is incredible.
You did jinx it.
Oh, snake eyes. I got snake eyes.
I don't even know a snake that has 5 eyes.
It's one of those snakes that has the eye patterns on the tail, too.
Yeah. 5 eyes, though.
I just calculated the odds. You had about a 0.01% chance of getting that roll.
Amazing.
Heavens above.
I'm so sorry. Please, whatever gods may be out there, forgive me for my hubris. What's going on?
The alert, it says toxic levels of lead detected in the earth, spreading rapidly.
Oh, Chrome, you rolled so badly you brought back the poison soil.
Oh, don't even joke about that.
No, I know. This is serious. Sorry, this is just me coping.
Wasn't I just saying we didn't know what kind of danger lurked outside?
You were right. We should have never even considered leaving this place. How many of us are going to die now?
Hardly anyone's left the ship at this point. We're gonna be fine.
No, this can't be happening. We were going to get to leave.
It's better this way.
Oh, don't you dare, you sanctimonious twit. I swear, if I have to stay in here for one more day.
Hey, we've managed for the past 20 years. We can last a little longer till we figure out what's going on.
So we're staying here indefinitely again for who knows how long.
Guess you don't have to worry about our group breaking up after all.
Funny. Now I'm feeling let down. I just worked myself up to feeling ready to leave. I was thinking about what you said about meeting up and starting to actually get excited about the possibility. We could play games in person. But now who knows how long it'll be before that can happen.
It won't be forever, okay? I'm sure they'll figure this out. They can use the terraforming equipment to clean up the soil.
How? If they could have done that, they would have done it on Earth.
It's probably not as pervasive as it was on Earth.
I hope not.
Can't stay in here forever.
Nobody's saying it'll be forever, okay? Let's just wait it out and see what happens, shall we?
Why are you suddenly so happy to stick around longer? You were talking about how much easier it'd be to talk to people face to face a minute ago.
I guess I'd worked really hard, okay, to be okay with the situation as it was for all these years, and I want it to be worth it. And if that means waiting around a bit longer to assess the situation rather than rushing out, that's fine with me.
Okay, fair, I guess.
Okay, so we got snake eyes. What's the consequence for our failure?
Oh, well, on a desperate roll, that's a severe consequence. The blast collapses the ceiling on all of you. Everyone take the level 4 harm crushed.
Ugh.
I'm rolling to resist that.
You can try.